Hello guys, as I had said earlier, I'm Mr. Bernard and I'm going to take you through our second lesson. So if you never accessed or if you never watched my first lesson, please subscribe and also search for lesson 1 computer science grade 7, or you can search for definition of terms computer science grade 7 and you'll be able to find our first lesson. So in the first lesson we simply talked about a definition of terms. We talked about different terms, for example what a computer is, what data is, what information is, and many other terms that I think are the basic for you to be able to travel in this journey together. So today we are going to look at something else. We're going to look at the characteristics of a computer, and the first characteristics is accuracy. Then you have diligence. Then you have onboard memory that stores large amount of information. Then you have versatility. This means that a computer can perform a variety of tasks, and then it's very fast. Then you have automation, security of data by restricting unauthorized access to the data. So when you talk of security of data, this simply means that when you have a computer, you can restrict unauthorized access by people by just putting a password. So for anyone to access your data, he or she must be with your password. Without the password, they cannot access the data. So this guarantees security of your data. So you can also use the onion layer technology, what we just call user access, user restriction, or user access levels. This is whereby some users can just get to a certain point, but they cannot pass that in that point, maybe because you've restricted by use of a password. So the security of your data is guaranteed. And then you have automation. This simply comes from the word automatic. This means that some things just taking place on themselves. For example, alarm system. An alarm just rings when it comes. For example, you've set your alarm at a certain time. When that time comes, it's turning it on. So that's what you call automatic or automation. So a computer also has the automation as a characteristic. And then number 3, you have fast. It's very fast. A computer is very fast. It can carry out a lot of tasks in just some few seconds. So a computer has a feature of being fast. Thus it saves much of your time. And then you have versatility, which is just it performs a variety of tasks. So you can use a computer in various places. You can use computers in banks. You can use computers in security purposes. You can use computers to send electronic mails. That's for communication, and many other functions. So it's very versatile. When you have a computer, you can use different applications. You can calculate some mathematics. You can do very many things. So this simply means that it's versatile. The characteristic of versatility gives it the ability to perform various tasks, variety of tasks. Okay, apart from that, we have onboard memory that stores large amount of information. So when you talk about memory, okay, we shall talk more about memories. We have different types of memories when you talk about computers. So we shall talk about them in another lesson. But for today, you just supposed to to know that a computer has got a memory. It has got storage devices that store large amounts of information. So it can store in form of KBs, in form of MBs, which we call just megabytes, kilobytes. We have gigabytes, terabytes, and etc. So we shall talk more about memory of a computer in another lesson. But for today, just know that a computer has got a characteristic where it has a storage device, or it has storage devices that store large amounts of information. Apart from that, we have diligence and we also have accuracy. So when we talk about accuracy, it simply means that it's very accurate. You can it performs its tasks accurately. It's not prone to mistakes, like for example a human being. So it's very accurate. When you carry out tasks using a computer, you can you are sure, or you are guaranteed of accuracy. Apart from that, we are going to also talk about the stages of computer processing. So a computer does its processing in 4 main stages. We have the input, we have the processing, we have storage, and we also have the output. So when you talk of input, you simply mean that there are some raw facts that you feed in. You just simply in our last lesson we defined data as raw facts. So you are going to feed in raw facts into your computer for processing. That's step number 1, input, using the input devices. So we have different input devices. We shall also talk more about input devices. For example, you have a keyboard, for example you have a mouse, and many other joystick, barcode reader, etc. So we shall talk more about we shall look at input devices and also output devices. But for today, you should just know that stages of a computer. The first one is input, where we use input devices to input the raw facts into a computer. And then processing is done via the CPU, what you call the central processing unit. And I also said that the central processing unit is just like the brain of the computer, because it is the one that does the processing. Apart from that, we have storage. The third stage, we have storage. So after processing has been done, we have storage. So the information that has been processed is stored, and it awaits for retrieval. So the user can retrieve what you call output. The user, for example, he wants to print some information and a printout. So an example of an output device, we have a printer. So a printer, it can print information. It can print information on a hard copy, so that's what we call outputting. So that's the fourth stage. After storage, you can either store it for future retrieval, or you can just retrieve it, what you call output. So from now on, you should know that a computer has 4 stages: input, processing, storage, and output. Input, you use input devices. Processing, you use the CPU, or the brain of the computer. And the CPU is located or mounted on the motherboard inside the system unit. Then we have the storage devices. We shall talk more about the storage devices, things to do with RAM, random access memory, things to do with ROM, read-only memory. We shall also talk about some other devices such as hard disks, flash disks, floppy disks, CD-ROM, CD rewrite, CD write, and many others. And then output devices, we shall talk about them. We have speakers, we have monitors, we have plotters, and many other actuators. We have earphones. So we shall talk more about the output devices in another lesson. So up to there, let's look at some few questions just to make sure that you as a learner, you have at least gotten something out of this lesson. So the first question: list 3 characteristics of a computer. So a computer has got different characteristics. You as a learner, how many do you know up to now? How many do you know up to now? We talked of diligence, we talked of onboard memory, we talked of security of your data, and many others. So we talked of security of data by restricting unauthorized access to the data. We also talked of automation, and we also talked of being very fast. So it saves time. Being fast helps you, saves time. Then we have versatility, whereby it performs a variety of tasks. And then you have onboard memory, that stores large amounts of information, and many other characteristics that we even not look at. Apart from that, we are to look at the question number 2. How many stages of processing does a computer have? So as I had said earlier, a computer has got 4 main stages of computer processing. Our computer has got 4 stages of processing. We have the input, we have the processing, we have storage, and then we have the output. So you must input data, or the raw facts. It's like raw materials into a computer. Then the processing is done. Then you can store them for future use. Then you can also retrieve what you call output. Then list the 4 stages of computer processing. It's just the input, processing, storage, and output. So up to there, I wish to conclude my lesson, and I wish to urge you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also share. Also comment in the comment section, and we can at least travel together in this journey where you are trying to know more about computers. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Till next time.